Welcome to this presentation of MUHS Union High School Varsity Softball on Verde Valley Television. Today's broadcast partners include All Price Insurance, your local provider for personal, commercial, motorcycle, boat, and specialty insurance in Cottonwood. Taylor Waste, one of your last local options for eco-friendly trash and recycling pickup in northern Arizona. Arizona Smile Designers. Find out how they can help you smile big and smile bright. Find them online at azsmiledesigners.com. Burger King in Cottonwood. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and all the snacks in between. You can have them all your way at BK. Tack Fabrication. Visit tackfabrication.com and find out how their precision fabrication or welding can improve your next project. Salt River Materials Group, a premier employer and community supporter in the Verde Valley. Lawler Construction, proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels. Find your next home with Lawler Construction at the Estates at Mountain Gate. Suzy Q Market, find great fuel for you and your car at Suzy Q Market. Find them next to KFC in Cottonwood. D-Best Plumbing, quality, efficient service at reasonable prices. Go to d-bestplumbing.com. Best by Far. When you need an HVAC company, Best by Far is the best by far. Find them at besthvac.com. Hyundai of Cottonwood. Because every day is a great day in a Hyundai. Find them behind Larry Green Chevrolet in Cottonwood. Bedrock Landscape Materials and Supplies on 89A in Cottonwood. They have rock, gravel, pavers, and cement, everything you need for any project. Manhattan, Cottonwood's premier spot for hats of all shapes and sizes. Find them in the Clemenceau Plaza. Red Rock Collision. Accidents happen. Red Rock Collision has you covered. Find them at redrockcollision.com. Greater Verde Valley Chamber, helping businesses grow today to create a stronger tomorrow. Larry Green Chevrolet, the people place. Find them in Cottonwood on Rodeo Drive or online at larrygreenchevrolet.com. And now to the field. Here's your announcer for today's game, Jackie Bessler.
Well, this feels so much more like spring softball here in Cottonwood, Arizona. Jackie Bessler along with you. High of 91 here at first pitch at MUHS Union High School. Winds, southerly winds, and gusts of about 17 miles per hour as the flag is pointing straight out toward right field out here today at MUHS Union High School. It's going to be a Grand Canyon region matchup. The MUHS Marauders hosting Lee Williams, the Volunteers. Both of these squads coming off a Grand Canyon region losses. MUHS losing 2 to Bradshaw back-to-back. And then, of course, an 11-0 win by Coconino over this Lee Williams squad. These two will match up and try to position themselves in the Grand Canyon region as they both warm up here on the field here today. We're going to take a break. We will return here to MUHS Union High School coming up after this.
Hey Cottonwood, your home of the Whopper has a new location and Burger King is excited to be back serving Cottonwood. Stop by 888 South Main Street and bring your family and friends to enjoy all-time flame-grilled faves. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, that gotta-have-it snack or dinner, Cottonwood's all-new Burger King has you covered. At BK, have it your way. You rule.
The Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce is proud to support the businesses, families, and future of our community. From job fairs and ribbon cuttings to free community events and networking opportunities, they're helping local businesses grow and creating meaningful connections that last. Because when the community thrives, our kids do too. Join the movement today at verdevalleychamber.org. Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce, helping businesses grow today to create a stronger tomorrow. Go Marauders!
here at Mingus Union High School. The Mingus Marauders coming off tournament play down in the Phoenix area where they go 2-3 in the tournament. 2 wins, 3 losses. Their losses to Madera, California, Chaparral, and then a close one to St. Mary's by a score of 12-8. And then they went on the road, actually here on St. Paddy's Day. Well, I'm not sure anybody was wearing green, but the Bradshaw Mountain Bears victorious over the Mingus Marauders by a score of 16-5. And then they turn around and go to Bradshaw on the 19th, and that one a little closer, 15-5 in that one. Well, meanwhile, the visiting squad here from Lee Williams went to Coconino to play. And in that one, they ended up going 0-2 losses on St. Paddy's Day to Coconino by a score of 15-6, and then they lose at Coconino by a score of 11-0. Both squads 0-2 in the Grand Canyon region as we sit. Taking a look at the 4A standings as we come up to PowerPoints coming up and coming out next week. The Yuma Criminals are number 1 in the Black Canyon division, but they are only 2-2 in games that count. Arcadia, Cactus Shadows, both tied in the Desert Sky region with a 3-1 record. Marcus Deniza, by the way, is also 3-1, but only 1-1 in conference play. In the East Sky, you've got Crimson at 4-0. Combs is at 4-1. Eastmark is at 4-1. You got some powerhouse teams in that one. Saharita down south in the Gila division leads that division with an overall record of 4-1. Bradshaw currently on top of the Grand Canyon region as they are 4-0 in games that count and 2-0 in the Grand Canyon region. Prescott sits at number 2. They are 2-0 overall in games that count and 1-0 in the Grand Canyon region. That victory over Mojave. Coconino has beaten Lee Williams twice and is 2-0 in the Grand Canyon region, 5-1 overall. Flagstaff is 3-0 in games that count. However, they haven't played a Grand Canyon region matchup yet. Lee Williams 0-1 in the Grand Canyon region, 3-1 overall, and Mojave is 2-1 overall, 0-1 in the Grand Canyon region. Mingus 0-2 in the Grand Canyon region, and appears to be because we had 2 victories in that tournament that aren't on Max Praps. So they will be 4-5 overall on an overall record. Last year, the Mingus Marauders and the Lee William Volunteers matched up twice. And at Mingus, it was 11-1 in favor of the Volunteers. In that one, let's see, Roaring Murphy was 1 for 2 in that game. Coco Greneau was 0 for 2. Ollie Hernandez, as a freshman, was 1 for 3, had the only RBI in the game. Scoring the only run was Maddie Loosebrink. Mingus misses her. She went on and graduated from Mingus. And then, of course, then at Lee Williams, it was even closer. That one an 8-7 victory in favor of the Volunteers, who took 2 from the Grand Canyon region Mingus Marauders last year. It was 6-3 after 2 innings. Lee Williams was up on top, but after 5, Mingus had the edge, leading by a score of 7-6. However, scoring 2 in the bottom of the 6th, and then going on to blank the Mingus Marauders in the 6th and 7th were the Volunteers. In that one, Karis Morgan was 0 for 2, 1 for 3 for Lisa Hammett, who had an RBI in that one. Rory Murphy, who will be pitching for the Mingus Marauders here today, she was 0 for 4 with a run scored. Laura Backus was 1 for 4, a graduated senior. Coco Greneau 1 for 4 with an RBI in that one as well. And Ali Hernandez, as a freshman, was 2 for 3 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs in the last matchup between the 2 squads. Well, as you take a look at it overall, the Lee Williams Volunteers are 3-6 overall, 0-2 in the region, and they are 2-1 away, 1-1 at home. The Mingus Marauders are 4-8 overall, 0-2 in the region, and a 1-3 at home. Mingus has been outscored by 57 runs. Lee Williams has been outscored by 1 run. As it works out, Lee Williams is averaging 8.3 runs per game. The Mingus Marauders averaging 7 runs per game. Lee Williams comes in averaging 8.5 hits. Mingus with 6.5 hits. And Mingus with 3.3 errors to 2.9 errors for Lee Williams. However, Lee Williams has a slightly better batting average as a team, 404 to 323 according to the stats we have so far. On base percentage also goes Lee Williams' way, 500 to 407. Slugging percentage wavers toward the Mingus Marauders, 471 to 466. Field percentage goes Lee Williams' way, 834 to 817. And both teams are 0-2 in against teams that they will play here this season. We're going to take a break. When we return, we're going to take a look at starting lineup, some stats for both of these squads, and we'll come back to Mingus Union High School after this.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We are homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $19 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Hello, this is Chris with TAC Fabrication, your local provider for all things metal fabrication. Whether you need structural steel welding and fabrication, custom gates and architectural elements, or precision TIG welding, our experienced team has the necessary certifications and knowledge to finish the job with precision and quality. Give us a call or check out our website at tacfabrication.com or 928-204-1095.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, the wind still gusting up to 17 miles an hour out here today as the Lee Williams softball squad comes to town. Last year as a team, they batted .393, gathering up 240 hits, scoring 225 runs, 7 of them home runs on the season. They had an on-base percentage of .478, a slugging percentage of .540, and an OPS of .1018, which was not bad at all. 102. Did you hear that? 102 stolen bases. And Sienna Marshall, who is back as a senior, had 31 stolen bases last year. She's got 9 already here in this one, which is absolutely amazing. Starting pitcher is going to be Lydia Slagle out here today. And Slagle did not pitch last year, according to the stats that we have so far. Taking a look at what they've done here so far this year, they have started off with 2 wins, where last season they started off with 6 losses in a row. They had wins against Estrella Foothills and then Lake Havasu, losses against Verrado, Snowflake, and Empire, and then Snowflake again. I would imagine that would have been all tournament. A win against Dysart, and then back-to-back losses to Coconino here so far this year. Last one, losing by a score of 11-0 at Coconino, giving up a grand slam to Savannah Waters. And that one, holy cow, that was quite a shot early in that game. 11 runs on 11 hits and 10 RBIs, a couple of doubles, and then, of course, the grand slam. Lee Williams able to muster 5 hits against the Panthers. Only 1 walk and 4 strikeouts here on the season. They come in batting .404 altogether with 84 hits, an on-base percentage of .500, an OPS of .966 out here today. And Marshall comes in with 9 stolen bases, 9 of their 16 so far here this season. Lydia Slagle has pitched has an ERA of 10.82. She's pitched 11 innings so far, giving up 23 hits, 26 runs, 17 of them earned, 12 walks, and 7 strikeouts to go on with that. We'll take a break. We'll return to Mingus right after this.
Friday Night Lights, Saturday Sidelines, and Sunday Best. At Manhattan and Cottonwood, we've got the hat for every fan, every player, and every occasion. Walk our shop and you'll find classic ball caps, sharp fedoras, cozy beanies, and bold cowboy hats, all under one roof. Proudly local, proudly hat obsessed, and always game ready. Swing by Manhattan in the Clemenceau Plaza, Cottonwood, today. Manhattan, we've got you covered. Go Marauders!
Make your next vehicle purchase count at Hyundai of Cottonwood, where community comes first. From supporting local youth sports to showing up for the events that matter, giving back drives everything they do. And through Hyundai Hope on Wheels, a portion of every new vehicle sale helps fight childhood cancer. Be part of the change. Stop by Highway 260 right above Larry Green or shop anytime at HyundaiofCottonwood.com. Hyundai of Cottonwood, because every day's a great day in a Hyundai. Go Mingus!
All right, our national anthem, and we are just about underway out here today. The Mingus Marauders taking on the Volunteers from Lee Williams, and this is the alma mater, if you will, for Coach Jerome. Coach Jerome in that tournament, as the Mingus Marauders were in a particular game, their final game, I guess, in the tournament, and unfortunately, he did not stand for some of the calls that were made out there and complained just a tad bit too much and was kicked out of that game. Had to sit out both of the games against Bradshaw, and so he is back. That was the first thing he came up. He shook my head and said, "I'm back." And I went, "All right, Coach, I didn't know you left." But he had to take a little break as he was kicked out. And, of course, when you get kicked out of a game, you have to sit out for a couple of games. And so the Mingus Marauders happy to have him back at Bradshaw. The final game, while the Mingus Marauders only able to muster a batting average of .208 against the Bradshaw Bears. 5 runs on 5 hits and 5 RBIs, 3 doubles, though. Gave up 15 runs on 10 hits, as well as 1 double and 1 home run to Bradshaw for the Mingus Marauders, having hits in that one. Coco Greneau was 1 for 3 with a couple of RBIs and a double. 1 for 1 was Chloe Rosenberg, and 2 hits by Wybrun. From the third base position, she was 2 for 3 with a run and an RBI, a double as well. And Ali Hernandez added the other hit for the Mingus Marauders coming in this one. Let's take a look at the Mingus Marauders defensively. It's going to be Rory Murphy in the circle out here today. The backstop is Braylon Sargent going around the infield from left to right. Sophia Wybron will be at third base. Ali Hernandez at shortstop. Paige Silvernagel will get to play here at second base today. Chloe Rosenberg will be at first, going through the outfield. Left to right, Brooklyn Wendler will be in left field. Karis Morgan will patrol center. And Coco Greneau will be over in right field here today. Visiting Volunteers are going to start off with Sammy Marshall, who is their biggest running threat by far. As she sets in, gets herself ready to go with a big smile, the catcher. Looks like she has fun playing this game. First pitch is going to be a bunt down the third baseline, barehanded, and the throw is late. Beating out the infield bunt. Very quickly, it was Marshall. She is a speedster indeed. So a bunt single to start the game on the first pitch of the game. I didn't even get a chance to talk about her stats. She just jumped right into it. That's going to bring up Brooke Bills, the shortstop, wearing number 18 out there. And she will look at strike one. Brooke is batting .391 on the season. She's got 8 hits, a couple of doubles. The tall righty uses the front end of the box. And there's the pitch and a swing. Did she get a piece of it or not? But caught by the catcher. That's going to be strike 2. Might have missed it altogether. 0-2, she is in the hole. Good pitch by Murphy. Murphy looks to the dugout, then back to her catcher to get a sign. Uses the middle of the rubber out there. Winds and delivers, and that's going to be outside. The throw down. Oh, close. Sargent with a good throw, low out there at second base. Coming over to cover it is Hernandez. Slight little short hop. And when she released the ball, it looked like she had a chance at her, but sliding in with the stolen base is going to be Marshall. That's number 10 on the season. Do not think she won't run again. 1-2 the count now to Bills. There's the delivery. A ground ball goes to Hernandez, off of Hernandez. And that will be an infield error there. Hernandez takes it off the arm, going over to third. It's going to be Marshall. And Brooke Bills gets herself out of a 1-2 count. Sienna Dooley will step in playing center field. She is a senior, batting .409 on the season. 9 for 22. She's got 8 runs, 7 RBIs. Another righty using the front of the box. Shows bunt, pulls it back. The throw goes to the middle of the field, and taking second with the stolen base is going to be Bills. Quickly, Lee Williams. You can hear the manufacturing plant underway as they try to build some runs here. Murphy. 1-0 count, delivers. That one's fouled back to the fence. That'll be 1-1 the count. No score here, just underway, first inning. 2 on, nobody out. Infield bunt, and then a reach on error, and we find ourselves with Volunteers at second and third and nobody out. 1-1 count on Sienna Dooley, the center fielder, and there's a strike. Good pitch. Murphy hits the top end of the strike zone. Murphy had Bills in the same count. She got away. Gets the grip she wants. Delivers. That one's going to be high and outside. Ball 2. 2-2 the count. Practice swing out there by Dooley. Looks down at her coach. Gets some last-minute instructions. Mingus playing about 3/4 deep in the outfield. Murphy delivers, and that's going to be a little dribbler to the third baseman. Throw up. Got her at first, and holding at third is Marshall. Great play out there by Wybron as she guns her down at first over to Rosenberg. So the ground out for out number 1 goes 5-3. Avery Austin steps in, and she'll play designated player out here today, wearing 99. Murphy delivers. And that one's going to bounce up and get past the catcher, and coming home is going to be Marshall. She will score. Going on to third is going to be Bills. 1-0. The Volunteers have one across. Austin batting .222 on the season, and she'll put that one in the air to her center field, going back for it and over and onto the fence, scoring on a long single, bouncing off the fence. It's going to be Avery Austin. So she'll pick up the first RBI of the game, and it is 2-0 as the Volunteers score their second run. That was a pretty swing. She golfed it to center field. Karis Morgan had a good angle on it for a moment, and then it went over her head, bouncing up against the outfield. But a great throw back into the infield keeps Austin on first base. And we're going to get a pinch runner. Killen's going to come out and run. She will be the designated runner out here for Avery Austin. Ava Willis Bertram will step in, wearing number 21, another righty. And she'll look at that one. Strike, and the throw down to first. Good pickup down there at first. bounce the throw up to her. But the quick throw behind the runner out there. Murphy, 0-1 delivery, 1 out, 1 on, 2 in. And there's a strike. Top end of the strike zone. Willis Bertram. Call her WB, Ava WB. Wonder if she owns a TV station. And she'll line that one right to the second baseman, over to first. Double play. Silvernagel snags it out of the air. Throws over to Rosenberg at first for the double play, and the Mingus Marauders are out of the inning. But the Volunteers score 2. 2 hits, 2 runs, a pass ball, and a couple of stolen bases. Mingus Marauders coming up after this.
Trips to the lake, Marauder away games, family adventures, weekend getaways, all the best trips start with a stop at the CZQ Market in Cottonwood. Fill up with Marathon fuels and drive clean and save green. A quick dash inside finds all the trip essentials, snacks, fresh coffee, goodies, and over 6,000 of the best beverage choices ever created. Ask about the new mobile pay app and rack up gas and in-store savings with Marathon Rewards. The CZQ Market drive-thru window is super swift, next to KFC on Main Street in Cottonwood. Go Mingus!
For over 6 decades, Salt River Materials Group Phoenix Cement has proudly supported youth sports here in the Verde Valley. From baseball and softball to football and basketball, they empower young athletes to reach their full potential. Salt River Materials Group employees are actively involved, giving back to the community through coaching, mentoring, and volunteer efforts. With a strong commitment to environmental stewardship, they're helping to build a brighter Verde Valley. Visit srmaterials.com. Salt River Materials Group Phoenix Cement, building a stronger Verde Valley today and tomorrow.
Well, let's see what the Mingus Marauders can do with the bats out here today, as they have to make up a couple, giving up 2 in the top of the first to the visiting squad out here from Lee Williams. Take a look at Slagle. Slagle has an ERA. She's 1-1, has an ERA of 10.82 on the season. She's got 11 innings pitched so far, giving up 23 hits, 26 runs, only 17 of them earned, 12 walks to go along with 7 strikeouts. Teams are batting .397 against her. Taking a look at the defense out here for the visiting Volunteers. Sammy Marshall's the backstop here today. Slagle's in the circle going around the infield. Katrina Murphy's at third. Brooke Bills will play shortstop. Ray Pugh over at second. And Alana Garibaldi will play over at first. Ava Willis Beltran will be in right field. Sienna Dooley in center, and Bella Lopez over in left. Slagle wearing the mask, delivers. Ooh, little shot, center field, and out there catching it is Sienna Dooley. Fly ball to center. Will start it off for the Mingus Marauders. 1 pitch, 1 out. Slagle's got to love that. Trying to make sure that I have that correct out there. Up next is going to be Rory Murphy, playing pitcher here today. Oh, and she's going to drop that one in low. So let me make sure that I've got this correct out here. So Lydia Slagle is pitching, but wearing number 10, not 17. Big windup and a delivery. That one's going to be low as well. 2-0 the count to Rory Murphy, trying to help herself. Volunteers scored 2 in the top of the first. Mingus 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Couple of base hits, 1 by bunt to start the game. There's the delivery, and there's a strike. Brought it up and across, and Rory Murphy's ready. Slagle gets herself set and delivers 2-1 way high. Ball 3. Murphy comes in batting .381 here on the season. 8 for 24. She scored 6 runs. She's got 4 RBIs. And one of her hits is a double. Good. Hitters count 3-1. And inside, she's going to take the walk. So Mingus gets their first base runner of the game. Sophia Wybron comes up. Had a good defensive play here in the first inning. Third baseman steps in and gets some instructions out there. Hahn's going to come in and run for Rory. Kind of shows bunts, but doesn't. Pulls back and takes ball one. Wybron, a freshman, batting .435 on the year. That is impressive. Number 2 in hits, she's got 10. Number 2 in RBI, she's got 6. And a swing and a miss. Took a cut at that one. Thought the wind was hard already. She added to the 17-mile-per-hour gusts out there with that swing. 1-1 the count. 1 out, 1 on. Mingus trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. Wybron with the big pink bat. Stares down the pitcher, and that one's going to be a line drive going to the second baseman. Throws over to first, and how about that? Both squads with a double play going 4-3 to end the first inning. This one, however, leaves the Mingus Marauders without any runs, 2-0. Top of the second coming up when we return after this.
The mouth is the gateway to the digestive system. Studies indicate a correlation between oral health and full body health. Regular cleanings and checkups can help protect you. New patients are welcome at Arizona Smile Designers in Cottonwood. There's a full smile worth of services all offered under one roof. Whitening and cosmetic to implants and smile reconstruction. Find out more or request an appointment online at azsmiledesigners.com.
Accidents happen. Red Rock Collision knows that your car is the second largest investment you're likely to make. For over 15 years, Red Rock Collision has been there to negotiate for you, the customer, not the insurance company. John and his staff promise quality repair with honesty and integrity. You can rest easy now. They'll return your car as safe as the day it was built.
So we checked in with our visiting statistician out here today, who said that it is very rare to see the inning both end in the same kind of double play. I've done softball and baseball for a long time. I got to imagine I've only seen that once or twice in my 35 years. But nonetheless, line out to second, throw back to first for the double play. That's how the bottom of the first ends, how the top of the first ends. However, the difference, Lee Williams put up a 2-spot on the Mingus Marauders. So it's 2-0 as Pugh, Garibaldi, and Lopez will step in. Pugh batting 6th and playing second base, looks at the first one high. One nothing. The count. Murphy on for her second inning, and that one skied high left side. That should be playable, and Wybron will grab it and glove it, pop out to the third baseman. Will be out number 1 here in the top of the second inning. That's going to bring up Alana Garibaldi, playing first base out here today. Alana, open stance, looks at the first one high. High and outside. Wearing number 13, as she is a junior, batting an even .333, 6 for 18 so far on the season. Murphy delivers, and that one a little blooper to the shortstop. And just like that, a soft line out to the shortstop will be out number 2. Murphy takes in a deep breath. She's smelling a perfect clean inning out there. 1, 2, 3 is in reach. Bella Lopez, number 35, the left fielder, will step in. She is batting 182 on the limited at-bats here this season. She's got 11. There's a swing and a miss. Neither pitcher with a strikeout so far in this one. Murphy, 0-1 count, 2 out, nobody on. Trying to get to that perfect inning. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 2. Murphy gets back on the rubber out there. And that one's outside for ball 1. 1-2 the count. See if she'd go after it. Straight up and down stance here. Now she puts a little bend into it. Murphy delivers. And a little line drive, and that is going to be a fair ball. Down the third base line, it hit chalk. That's how close it was. Wybron needed to be about 8 inches taller to get to that one. A soft little single breaks up the perfect inning out there. Still 2 outs, 1 on. Number 9 hitter comes up. That's going to be Katrina Murphy. Murphy is a senior who is 4 for 12, batting .333. Sargent attempted to throw down to first behind the runner, or at least made it appear that way. 1-0 the count, 1 on, 2 outs. Ooh, that one's going to be hit by pitch. Trotting down to second is Lopez. Murphy will nurse a bruise and head off to first. Goes down to first and shows the first base coach, it hit me here. Right there in the shoulder blade over here. That's going to bring the very dangerous Sammy Marshall up to bat. Go back to the top of the order. Marshall batting .750 this year. .750 this year. Murphy gets herself set. She bunted, and she's going to bunt again. This one comes back to Murphy over to first, and they got her at first. How about that? She did not put it exactly where she wanted, and what an incredible delivery and throw out to first by Murphy to close it down and put a 0 on the board here for the top of the second. All right, still 2-0. MUHS Marauders coming up after this.
Whether you're doing new construction, a remodel, or just filling in the bare spots, there's only one place to go in the Verde Valley for the best in rock, sand, gravel, and boulders, Bedrock Landscape Materials and Supplies. They also stock flagstone, bagged Portland cement, Belgard pavers, Phoenix pavers, Packer stone, artificial turf, and now even rebar and culvert. Make them your one-stop shop, have it delivered, or stop by their yard on 89A in Cottonwood. Let Bedrock Landscape Materials and Supplies rock your world. Lawler Construction has been a premier local builder of custom residential and commercial projects using green construction methods. Lawler Construction builds efficiency into every custom design. Lawler Construction is a certified Energy Star builder. For examples, visit LawlerConstructionAZ.com. Thank you for your business, confidence, and continued referrals. Lawler Construction is a proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels. Look for Lawler Construction Homes at Mountain Gate in Clarkdale.
We're going to have a game tomorrow. It was not on the schedule that way, but things got changed. So the Lee William Volunteers are going to come to town and play baseball against the MUHS Marauders tomorrow. So Verde Valley TV and KYBC will have that game on tomorrow. Pre-game at 3:30, first pitch at 3:45. We're going to switch to the big diamond, one with grass. Slagle out for inning number 2. Get strike number 1 on Coco Greneau. Coco had a hit last game versus the Bradshaw Bears, and that loss 15-5. trying to duplicate out here today. And she's going to look at that one just outside. That was close. 1-1 the count. It's going to be Greneau, the left fielder, Morgan, the center fielder, and Wedler, the right fielder. So this will be the outfield inning for the Mingus Marauders. 1-1 the count. And there is the pitch. Ooh, high fly ball. Left field. It's back. It's back. It drops up against the fence. And cruising into second with a stand-up double is Coco Greneau. She went after that high ball pretty much up around the eyes, tomahawked it, and hit a one bouncer off the left field fence out there. Now, I'll tell you, if the wind was blowing out to left field like it's blowing out to right, that might have had a shot. Nonetheless, it is a leadoff double out here for the Mingus Marauders. Karis Morgan steps in. Gets herself set, the righty. Another swing. Left field. This one is back. This one is caught out there. Tagging. Going on to third. It's going to be close and a slide in. Great move out there by Coco Greneau as she steals a base out there. On to third she goes with a sacrifice fly from Morgan out to the left fielder, Lopez. Lopez, one-handed catch on the run going toward left center field. It just stayed up in the air too hard or too long for the Mingus Marauders. Wendler's going to step in, the right fielder. Brooklyn looks at that one low, ball one. Wendler, a senior, 7 for 21 and even 333 on the season. She's got 3 RBIs, an opportunity for a fourth one, and she'll foul that one back toward. Yep, that was the bonk right off the top of the TV truck. I know, right off Jackie's truck. Well, we'll have to count the dents later. We have a few. 1-1, 1 out, 1 on. Mingus trying to get the goose egg off the board, trailing 2-0. And that one's popped up in the infield. That one will go toward the right, the first baseman. And gloving out there, it is Garibaldi. So the pop out to first base will be out number 2. Braylon Sargent needing a 2-out knockout here. She wears 5 sometimes and 6 sometimes. Wearing number 5 today. Batting .238 on the season. Looking for a little base hit. And she'll drive that one to the third baseman. Throw across the diamond in time. As it goes Murphy to Garibaldi for the out. And Mingus strands a lead-off double. 2-0. Lee Williams still on top over the Mingus Marauders. Inning number 3 around the corner. We'll be back after this.
Larry Green Chevrolet has been an important partner to this community for over 30 years. Whether it be offering outstanding service and deals to the Verde Valley or providing support to schools, charities, and community events, we have made it a part of our business. We love and support the growth and future of Cottonwood and our surrounding areas. That's why we refer to our dealership as the People Place. Larry Green Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Mingus softball. Go Marauders!
When you're looking for a plumber, no matter the job, call The Best Plumbing. From energy-saving tankless water heaters to whatever remodel project you have in mind, from the simple to the exotic. The Best Plumbing prides themselves on quality workmanship and efficiency for a fair price. If you want plumbing done right the first time, call The Best Plumbing at 928-567-8755 or find them online at d-bestplumbing.com.
It's going to be Brooke Bills, the shortstop, Sienna Dooley, the center fielder, and then the designated player wearing number 99, Avery Austin, coming up. Inning number 3 on the way. The Mingus Marauders trailing 2-0. 2 runs scored in the first inning. Marshall and Bills both scored in the first inning. Only RBI in the game so far held by Avery Austin. A long single, one hopper off the fence. Brooke Bills will come up. She reached on an error, hit a pretty hard shot at Hernandez at shortstop, and she took it off the arm. Bills batting just under 391. She's got 9 hits on the season, looking for her 10th, and a swing and a miss. Taking something off is Murphy, and way out in front of it was Brooke Bills. The righty gets herself set. Uses the front of the box once again. And Murphy delivers that one through the middle and up into center field for a single. Hit hard and past Paige Silvernagel between the pitcher's circle and second base out there. Leadoff runner on here in the top of the third inning. Mingus trailing 2-0 to the visiting Lee Williams Volunteers. Sienna Dooley is up, and she'll pop that one. And it is out and caught by the shortstop. Hernandez throws all the way back to first, and it actually hits the runner. So going nearly halfway out there was Brooke Bills, and then had to get back. Hernandez goes out almost to the grass and catches that one. So the pop out makes out number 1 here in inning number 3. Avery Austin is up. Went to pretty much center right field here first time up. Wearing number 99. And she'll hit that one to Hernandez in the hole, who picks it up, and long throw over to first. Probably should have just put that one in her pocket. But deep in the hole, that should be a single out there by Austin. Her second hit of the game. Wandering down to second is Bills. I asked her coach if her favorite team was Buffalo, and he looked at me weird. Ava Willis Bertram will be up, the right fielder. No, in case you were wondering, not the first person who has looked at me weird when I said something. 2 on, 1 out, and a little golf ball into center field. That will hit grass. The throw will come in and taken by the pitcher. Good defense out there by Morgan, getting that one straight into the pitcher. And it ends up being a long single, but bases are now loaded. 3 singles in the inning. Bills is over at third. Austin, and Les Killen is running for, is out at second. And Willis Bertram is at first. Puts Ray Pugh up with bases loaded. And Murphy delivers, and that one's popped up. And that'll be short center field. It will drop. The throw coming home, and out at home. And the coach from Lee Williams is talking about her foot being off the base. And the umpire says no, she was on the base. Morgan charges that one. Did a great job pretending like she could catch it. And then a strong arm all the way to Sargent here at home. And so it goes an 8-2 out. How about that? So Bills is out at home. And it is 8-2 with the throw all the way to home plate. Bases are now still loaded. And there's a strike. Alana Garibaldi is up. One strike count. Murphy delivers. And that's going to be called ball 1-1 the count. Garibaldi has 9 RBIs on the season, tied for second. She's going to hit that one up the middle for a base hit. And it gets by. Morgan out there in center field. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in, 3 runs are in. And it is going to be a single and an error clearing the bases out there. And standing out at second is going to be Garibaldi. Five to the score now as the Lee William Volunteers clear the bases with 2 outs. A 2-out single up the middle. That one's inside for ball 1. A bad bounce. It gets by Morgan. Backing it up is Greneau. But out at second is Garibaldi, and that's going to be a little dribbler back to the pitcher. Little throw over to first, and that's going to end the inning. 7 come up to bat, 3 come home. A great play out there by Morgan, keeping actually a fielder's choice 8-2 out there. Nonetheless, 5-0. Mingus has got some work to do in the bottom of the third. We'll be back after this.
Hey Cottonwood, your home of the Whopper has a new location, and Burger King is excited to be back serving Cottonwood. Stop by 888 South Main Street and bring your family and friends to enjoy all-time flame-grilled faves. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, that gotta-have-it snack or dinner, Cottonwood's all-new Burger King has you covered. At BK, have it your way. You rule.
Larry Green Chevrolet has been an important partner to this community for over 30 years. Whether it be offering outstanding service and deals to the Verde Valley or providing support to schools, charities, and community events, we have made it a part of our business. We love and support the growth and future of Cottonwood and our surrounding areas. That's why we refer to our dealership as the People Place. Larry Green Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Mingus Softball. Go Marauders!
Well, it's going to be the bottom and the top of the order. 8, 9, and 1. Silvernagel, Rosenberg, and back to Hernandez for the third inning out here for the Mingus Marauders. Anybody gets on, Murphy will try to come up and help her own cause. Slago comes out for inning number 3. Slow windup and puts that one in the dirt for ball 1. Slago with 12 walks so far in the season hasn't, well, she walked 1. She walked Murphy her first time up and got out of it with a double play. And that one's going to be grounded toward the shortstop. Picked up, throw across and safe. Pulling her off the bag. Garibaldi, what an effort to go up for that one and try to come down with it and save Bills from the error. Unfortunately, could not do the swipe tag. Garibaldi, a tall first baseman out there, had to go up and off the bag, got a snow cone catch out of it, and then unable to get back to the bag or make the tag. So, Mingus with the leadoff batter on. Slagle delivers, and that one's going to be outside to Rosenberg. Rosenberg, the lefty. With the wind blowing out to right field out here. See, she's got a lot of room out there in right center field. There's the delivery. Oh, that's high. The throw behind the runner and out. Umpire made a very slow call on that one. So getting picked off is Silvernagel. She gets picked off 2-3. That empties the bases out here for Rosenberg. Rosenberg, rather, with a 2-0 count. Slagle looks to deliver her. And there's strike one, 2-1. Page just wandered off a first too far. And Marshall gunned her down from behind here. Long time making the call out there was the infield umpire, though. There's the pitch. That one's high, 3-1. Top of the order coming up for the Mingus Marauders, Hernandez and Murphy. Assuming Rosenberg gets on. Her bat is blue, white, and red. It reminds me of one of those, swing and a miss. One of those popsicles. Remember those red, white, and blue popsicles when you were a kid? That's what it looks like. Either that or my sugar addiction is starting to kick in. One of the two. Full count, 1 out. And there's the pitch. Ooh, swing and a miss. First strikeout of the game out here for Slagle. 2 outs, and here comes Hernandez. She waits, gets instructions out there from her coach, or just wanted to hear more of her walk-up song. Hernandez, Mingus Marauder shortstop, crouches in the righty box. Slagle delivers. And just got a piece. And taking the glove off out here was Marshall. Marshall's going to go grab the glove. Looks like it might have gone off of her throwing hand here a little bit. Make sure all the fingers work. Looks at her crowd and says, ouch. All right, gets back in her crouch. Probably feeling that, feeling her heartbeat in her thumb joint somewhere. 0-1 the count. There's the pitch. That one's too low. 1-1 the count. 2 out, nobody on here for one of the Mingus Marauders. Mingus had a base runner in the first with a walk by Murphy, eliminated by a double play. A leadoff double by Greneau in the second. Sacrifice fly put her to third and unable to get her to score in the second. Here, 2 up, 2 down. And that one's going to be a base hit. And that'll go through into center field. Dooley comes up with it. And a 2-out knockout there by Hernandez. Hard hit ball up the middle. Murphy comes in. Trying to help herself, help her own cause here. Trailing 5-0. Gets herself reset. And the first pitch to Murphy is going to get by the catcher. Stopped by the umpire, but still scampering down to second, getting herself into scoring position is Hernandez. Now the Marauders need a base hit. Hernandez came in today with 12 hits. Batting 500. She's still batting 500 with 13 hits. Murphy looking for RBI number 5 on the season. And that one's high. 2-0 the count. One on, 2 outs. Mingus trying to get goose eggs off the board here in the bottom of the third. Slagle, the slow wind up and pitch. And outside. Took something off but missed. 3-0 with Sophia Wybron on deck here for the Mingus Marauders. Wanting to make up for a line-out double play in the first inning. See if Murphy's got a green light on 3-0. And she either didn't or didn't take it. 3-1 the count. She'll step back in. bright green or bright pink gloves. Gets herself set. Uses the middle of the box. There's the delivery. That one's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through. Hernandez coming home. The throw comes home and is cut off by the pitcher. An RBI single by Rory Murphy, and the Mingus Marauders are on the board. Hernandez with great hustle. Comes all the way around. Hit the ball hard, getting through the infield. Just left of second base. Picking up the RBI as Murphy. I told you she was looking for RBI number 5. She got it. I think it'll be Hahn out there running for her at first base. Wybron, third baseman, back up again. Gets herself set. Mingus trying to do a 2-out rally here. Ooh, little fly ball left center field. And it is going to be caught by the center field out there. I was watching the left fielder, Lopez, knowing that she had a ways to go, but Dooley covered some ground, came in and caught it. The threat diminished. But Mingus gets on the board 5-1 with an RBI single out there by Rory Murphy. Well, the Mingus Marauders got to put a goose egg back up there for the 4th inning. Get the bats rolling again. We'll be back after this.
The Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce is proud to support the businesses, families, and future of our community. From job fairs and ribbon cuttings to free community events and networking opportunities, they're helping local businesses grow and creating meaningful connections that last. Because when the community thrives, our kids do too. Join the movement today at verdevalleychamber.org. Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce, helping businesses grow today to create a stronger tomorrow. Go Marauders!
For over 6 decades, Salt River Materials Group Phoenix Cement has proudly supported youth sports here in the Verde Valley. From baseball and softball to football and basketball, they empower young athletes to reach their full potential. Salt River Materials Group employees are actively involved, giving back to the community through coaching, mentoring, and volunteer efforts. With a strong commitment to environmental stewardship, they're helping to build a brighter Verde Valley. Visit srmaterials.com. Salt River Materials Group Phoenix Cement, building a stronger Verde Valley today and tomorrow.
Well, we get a reminder from the video truck out here that our next broadcast is not Thursday. It is mañana, tomorrow, as the Mingus Marauder baseball squad will take on Lee Williams, the Volunteers, so we will switch fields. And no, Sam, we can't leave the equipment here overnight. Be helpful, but no, we're not going to do that. 9, 1, and 2 is going to be up for the visiting Volunteers. Murphy looks at ball 1. It's an Irish battle out here. Murphy versus Murphy. And one of the Murphys wins with a hard ground ball up the middle. How about that? So Katrina Murphy picks up her 5th hit of the season, a line drive back up the middle. And that brings up Sammy Marshall, the lefty speedster. The corners start to come in. She looks down at her coach. I have not seen this young lady without a smile on her face. I think she has a perma-grin. Who wouldn't? Batting .750 on the season. And she looks at ball 1. 1 on. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th. Hard ground ball single out there by Katrina Murphy. Sammy Marshall has tried bunting twice. Got on once, and now a potential slap hitter looks at ball 2. She is the kind of contact hitter. She will hit the ball and be a quarter of the way down to first base before the bat finishes the swing. And that one gets behind the catcher and on to second. Wanders Murphy. 3-0 count to Sammy Marshall. She's got 18 hits, 19 hits on the season with the one in the first inning. She kind of shows bunt and pulls it back for strike one. 3-1, 3-1. The count. She'll look back at the umpire, get herself set, uses the back of the box as she starts to wander forward, and hits that one. It's caught, and they throw back to second. How about that? Wybron has a defensive gem, takes that one off the bat. She had approximately 0.62 seconds to respond to that one, as Marshall hit it hard off the bat right at the third baseman who was playing for the bunt. So she was literally almost 2/3 of the way down the line. And that one's going to be grounded and foul. So Wybron playing in at third base. A high hopper, of course, could potentially get over. And honestly, a good job by Katrina Murphy, not wandering too far off of second base, getting back to second base. Wybron immediately threw over to Silvernagel, even though Silvernagel didn't even get back to second base. It was hit that hard. 0-1 the count out here to Bills, and she'll hit that one left center field, and it's going to drop out there. And they are going to hold up the runner, but with a double is going to be Bills. She has a couple of hits in this one. Second and third as Murphy gets held up at third base. Bills was going to take second base, expecting the throw to go home. A little bobble out there in left field. And no threatening throw back to second base. So second and third now with one out. Volunteers leading 5-1 here in the top of the fourth. Sargent has a conversation out there with Murphy. Sienna Dooley, the center fielder, comes up. She's 0 for 2 in the game. Grounded out to the third baseman in the first. It takes a strike. And a pop out to Hernandez, shortstop. Almost got to the grass out there. 2 on, 1 out. And Murphy delivers. That one's going to be low. 1-1 the count. Murphy's given up some hits. She has only hit one batter. That one's high and outside, ball 2. So far has not walked anybody. Two on the count. Murphy with the windup and delivery and a shot. Back to Hernandez. Throw over to third, not in time. But how about that? The line out is out number 2. Avery Austin will come up. She has a pair of singles. She has been pesky against the Megas Marauders here. She has a single with an RBI back in the first, then a single and scored in the third, and throws that one a little bit too high. Saw her grip the bat a little harder. She wanted to swing at that one. That is an unusual bright yellow bat. Man, that one's hard to look at. Murphy delivers. There's a strike. Low in the strike zone. 1-1 the count. Murphy trying to work herself out of trouble here on this one. Lead off single. Then a line out. Hard to third base. Oh, there's a swing and a miss. Got to make sure Austin still has her shoes on. She swung so hard at that one. 1-2. So a single, a line out, a double, and they held up Murphy at third, and then a line out to shortstop. And outside, Sargent Tried to bring that one back a little bit. Could not. 2-2. Deuces Wild on the board. Murphy needing an out here. And she'll get a foul ball. She will survive to swing again. She calls timeout, goes down to talk to her coach, who gives her, what is that, Morse code on the top of the helmet? Let's see, a dash and 3 dots. What is that? Is that hit it? I don't know. Maybe it was the words. 2-2 the count. Murphy grabs a hold of the right side of that rubber. Gets herself set, gets her sign, delivers. Outside, Sargent tried to bring it back, doesn't get the call. 3-2. First base is open. Ava WB on deck. Murphy tries the hand on the uniform, delivers, and swing and a miss. Gets her first strike out of the game in a perfect time. And the Goose Egg goes on the board, a leadoff single and a double, stranded at second and third. Back-to-back outs out there, a line out, and the first strikeout of the game by Murphy. All right, Mingus down 5-1. They scored once in the third, trying to get something going in the fourth. We'll be back to see after this.
Friday night lights, Saturday sidelines, and Sunday best. At Manhattan and Cottonwood, we've got the hat for every fan, every player, and every occasion. Walk our shop and you'll find classic ball caps, sharp fedoras, cozy beanies, and bold cowboy hats, all under one roof. Proudly local, proudly hat obsessed, and always game ready. Swing by Manhattan in the Clemenceau Plaza, Cottonwood, today. Manhattan, we've got you covered. Go Marauders!
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We are homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $19 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Thanks some of the Grand Slam sponsors for Mingus Marauder Softball, Gettles High Desert Mechanical, as well as Bailey Chavez BLLC on roofing, The Crow, JC's Plumbing, Lawler Construction out here, as well as Big O Tires, Straight Line Custom Painting, Verde Valley Nails and Hair Salon, Verde Soul Air Services. And Slago delivers strike one. Greneau is 1 for 1, a double. Her first time at bat. Double ones on the uniform. 0-1 the count. And the next delivery. Ooh, swing and a miss. Took something off. Greneau went for it. She's smiling back at her coach. Going, yeah. I know I was out in front of that one. 0-2 the count. Slago's only given up 1 run that in the third inning. Couple of singles as Mingus earns a run. And just outside. Oh, that was close. Greneau gets instructions from Coach Jerome. Coach Heitzman actually came from Lee Williams, so he's playing his alma mater. And a grounder going to the shortstop. She'll take it middle of the belt high and throws over to first for the out. Goes Brooke Bills over to Garibaldi. First out. It's a ground out to shortstop. Karis Morgan comes up. Little sacrifice fly, her first time up. She will use the way front of the box. Slagle, the righty, delivers. And she will bunt it, but bunted foul. Late bunt attempt out there. 0-1 the count. Morgan batting 125 this season. Looking for her third hit. And that should do it. Line drive going to left field. 1 out knock out there for the Mingus Marauders, and that'll bring up Brooklyn Wendler. Brooklyn batting .333 on the season. Well, worked last time. We'll try it again. Looking for her 8th hit. First time up popped out to Garibaldi at first base. 1 on, 1 out. Bottom of the 4th, Mingus trailing 5-1. And that one's low. They're going to throw down to second. Going part of the way. And then going back to first out there was Morgan. Morgan, by the way. Morgan and Hernandez both have 9 stolen bases on the season, leading the Mingus Marauders this season. Slagle, 1-0 delivery is inside. Ball 2. So far, Slagle with 1 strikeout here in the game and 1 walk. Came into today with 12 walks, 7 strikeouts. Wendler, 2-0 delivery to her, and she pounds that one into center field. Somewhat deep, but catchable out there. Dooley will put the glove around it, and it'll work out to be a fly out to center field. For out number 2, returning out to first, or back to first is Morgan. Braylon Sargent, the catcher, is up. Sargent using that lime green bat. Gets herself set. 2 out, 1 on. There's a delivery. That's going to be strike 1. Catch is played out there. Sargent, righty, gets herself set. Little bat wiggle, not a whole bunch. Wind kicks up. And she'll pop that one to center field, and going back on it is Dooley. And Dooley makes the catch. She's been good out there in center field. She's been tested multiple times, and she moves back on that one, makes the catch, probably about 10 or 15 feet in front of the center field fence out there. Mingus Marauders come up empty here in the bottom of the 4th. Top of the 5th around the corner. Mingus still trailing 5-1 to the Volunteers. We'll be back after this.
Make your next vehicle purchase count at Hyundai of Cottonwood, where community comes first. From supporting local youth sports to showing up for the events that matter, giving back drives everything they do. And through Hyundai Hope on Wheels, a portion of every new vehicle sale helps fight childhood cancer. Be part of the change. Stop by Highway 260 right above Larry Green, or shop anytime at HyundaiofCottonwood.com. Hyundai of Cottonwood, because every day's a great day in a Hyundai. Go Mingus!
Hello, this is Chris with TAC Fabrication, your local provider for all things metal fabrication. Whether you need structural steel welding and fabrication, custom gates and architectural elements, or precision TIG welding, our experienced team has the necessary certifications and knowledge to finish the job with precision and quality. Give us a call or check out our website at tacfabrication.com or 928-204-1095.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, I want to remind everybody once again, baseball that was scheduled for Thursday is no longer scheduled for Thursday. It is scheduled for tomorrow. And you can catch that on Verde Valley TV. Nice move, Coach. Man, he was all ready to throw that to second. Good footwork. Sargent will take back over the catching duties. She was the last one up, so she had to go get herself dressed. 5-1 anyways. Mingus Marauder baseball is tomorrow. It was supposed to be Thursday. It is not Thursday. It is tomorrow. So I want everybody to realize that when you hear baseball, that tomorrow, it is still Tuesday. It is not Thursday. Although I will be probably the only one confused. Mingus Marauders will take on the Lee William Volunteers in baseball action coming up tomorrow. 5, 6, and 7. Well, it's going to be the right fielder, Ava Willis Bertram, up first here for Lee Williams. That one's way too high. Top of the 5th inning. Mingus still trailing 5-1. Ava WB, and then it's Pugh, the second baseman. Garibaldi, the first baseman. If anybody gets on, left fielder Lopez will come up. 5, 6, 7. There's a little blooper going to the second baseman. Underhand toss over to first. Silvernagel to Rosenberg for the out. Ground out goes 4-3. Pugh comes up. Now, she singled, but actually got on a fielder's choice out there in the 3rd inning. She'll hit that one, a little blooper, and getting over to get it is going to be Hernandez. Pop out goes to the shortstop. I'm going to go back to what I was talking about. So she is up with the bases loaded. She hits a little looper going to center field out there. Morgan comes in. Looks like she's going to catch it, making everybody tag. It drops in front of her, picks it up quickly, throws home, gets the force out at home, which means the little bloop single now becomes on a fielder's choice, 8-2. All right, 2 up, 2 down out here by Murphy. And that one is going to be fouled. Oh! E-Coach down the 3rd baseline. Actually, I'm surprised he even got a hand on that one. Hard hit ground ball. And Lee Williams, 3rd base coach, tries to barehand it. Actually keeps it from going into the left field corner out there. 0-1 the count to Garibaldi. And now 1-1 the count. Slow little line out in the 2nd inning to Hernandez at shortstop. Then a single. Oh, nice. Catches the outside part of the plate at the knees for strike 2, 1-2 the count. A single, and then she went to second on an error. So she hit the ball hard to center field, and it scooted by the glove and onto the wall. Ooh, so close, but not a call. 2-2 the count. Rory Murphy got out of the 4th inning with a strikeout, leaving runners stranded at 2nd and 3rd. Trying to come to the perfect inning here, and she does. She gets the strikeout. 3 up, 3 down for the Mingus Marauders. 2nd swinging strikeout of the game, and she has not walked anybody. She has hit one, but has not walked anybody. So 5-1 continues the scores as the Lee William Volunteers go in order 1, 2, and 3. Mingus Marauders coming up in the bottom of the 5th. It is going to be 8, 9, and 1. Silvernagel, Rosenberg, and Hernandez coming up for Mingus when we return after this.
The mouth is the gateway to the digestive system. Studies indicate a correlation between oral health and full body health. Regular cleanings and checkups can help protect you. New patients are welcome at Arizona Smile Designers in Cottonwood. There's a full smile worth of services all offered under one roof. Whitening and cosmetic to implants and smile reconstruction. Find out more or request an appointment online at azsmiledesigners.com.
When you're looking for a plumber, no matter the job, call The Best Plumbing. From energy-saving tankless water heaters to whatever remodel project you have in mind, from the simple to the exotic. The Best Plumbing prides themselves on quality workmanship and efficiency for a fair price. If you want plumbing done right the first time, call The Best Plumbing at 928 567-8755 or find them online at d-bestplumbing.com.
Thank our friends at D-Best Plumbing for being a softball baseball sponsor here for the 2026 season. All right, the Mingus Marauders in the middle of the inning had a full staff meeting outside of their dugout, right around third base. See what they discussed. Bottom of the fifth inning, Mingus trailing by 4. And ball 1 starts the inning. Paige Silvernagel reached on an error her first time up in the third inning. That was the inning the Mingus Marauders scored. Second delivery. It's going to be low. Good job by Marshall trying to frame that one at the bottom of the strike zone. Doesn't get the call. Silvernagel's played a good defensive game out here at second base. She will step back in. Where's number 0? That one's too high. 3-0. Mingus would definitely take a leadoff walk here. Silvernagel has 1 walk in the season. Looking for her second. Shows bunt and pulls, ground ball to home, and that is going to be a walk. Chloe's coming up. How do I know? Is because Dad's taking a knee right behind the fence, which means I'm pretty sure the pictures are coming. Timeout on the field. Lee Williams will take a timeout and come and discuss this, as the Mingus Marauders have the leadoff runner on here in the bottom of the 5th inning, trailing 5-1. First baseman for the Mingus Marauders coming up. Batting, .357 coming into today's game. Chloe is 5 for 14 with 5 runs scored, 2 RBIs. Now, 2 of her 5 hits are also doubles. So the lefty is going to come up with that red, white, and blue bat. Every time I see that bat, I remember the old popsicles. You know, the red, white, and blue popsicles when you were a kid? That's what it reminds me of. All right, the meeting is over in the circle. Lee Williams is going to come back to play defense. Silvernagel's over at first with a 4-pitch walk. Slagle back in the circle. Shows the bunt, and that's way too high. 1-0 the count to the Mingus Marauder first baseman. Shows bunt again. Does the bat wiggle, pulls it back, and swings and misses. 1-1 the count. Wind not nearly as strong as it was at the beginning of this game. Well, starting to kick up a little bit. A lot of room out there in right center field. Wiggles the bat again, brings it back. And strike 2, outside corner. Slagle finding what would be, well, you would think it would be black, but out here with all the dirt on the plate, it's just a brown corner. Now she's got to protect up. 1-2 the count. Delivery and a little foul tip. Survives to swing again out in front of it, but does get a piece. Slagle took something off. Chloe couldn't hold up on it. Gets herself set. 1-2 the count, one on. Nobody out here. Bottom of the fifth. Mingus trailing 5-1 here on KYBC. AM 1600, 96.3 FM. A swing and a miss. And she'll go down swinging. One out. Slagle picks up her second strikeout here of the game. Hernandez comes up, leading the Mingus Marauders, still with a batting average of 500, part of the way through the season. And a shot, center field, going back is Dooley, and she'll make the catch. About 5 or 6 feet in front of the center field fence. Hernandez gave it a ride, but just not quite far enough. And Dooley has had a lot of action out there in center field out here for the Volunteers. Mingus started with a 4-pitch walk, and now 2 out with Silvernagel still at first base. Rory Murphy comes up. She has the only RBI here in the game. Trying to help herself out again. Slagle delivers, and there's a strike. Murphy has been on base twice. She walked and had an RBI single back in the third, so she's 1 for 1 in the game, but been on base twice. Trying to get her batting average over 400. And that's going to be a ground ball going to the right-hand side and through. Hernandez is held up at second. So a kind of half swing out there as she directed that ball between first and second. Silvernagel scampers over to second. Murphy replaces her at first. She's got 2 hits in the game. Wybron comes up. She's hit the ball hard twice, has nothing to show for it. Lined into a double play 4-3 in the first inning. Flied out to vacuum cleaner Dooley out there in center field back in the third, and that one's high. And we're going to get a pinch runner out there. Hahn comes out to run for Murphy. Murphy comes back and gives Wybron a little bit of advice. 2 on, 2 out. Mingus trying to get a 2-out rally going here against the Volunteers. Bottom of the 5th inning. And a little blooper into, oh! What a fantastic snag out there by Pugh. Over the head, snags it out of the air. That one was ready to drop into right center field, just barely not getting over the second baseman out there. Oh, a run-saving defensive play out there by Lee Williams, the second baseman. All right, 5-1 it remains. Murphy's got to come out and pitch the 6th here against the Lee William Volunteers. Got a good one for you. However, Mingus has got to be defensively tight, and they got to figure out a way to score here. We'll be back after this.
Accidents happen. Red Rock Collision knows that your car is the second largest investment you're likely to make. For over 15 years, Red Rock Collision has been there to negotiate for you, the customer, not the insurance company. John and his staff promise quality repair with honesty and integrity. You can rest easy now. They'll return your car as safe as the day it was built.
Trips to the lake, Marauder away games, family adventures, weekend getaways, all the best trips start with a stop at the Suzy Q Market in Cottonwood. Fill up with Marathon fuels and drive clean and save green. A quick dash inside finds all the trip essentials, snacks, fresh coffee, goodies, and over 6,000 of the best beverage choices ever created. Ask about the new mobile pay app and rack up gas and in-store savings with Marathon Rewards. The Suzy Q Market drive-thru window is super swift, next to KFC on Main Street in Cottonwood. Go Mingus!
I was just talking with the crowds out here, and that little blooper heading toward right center field, snagged out of the air by Pugh. Man, if the wind gust popped up to like 22 miles an hour and pushed that ball just another 2 feet, shoot, Mingus would have scored one for sure. Probably would have had first and third. Whoops, not the way it was supposed to go. 5-1 the score. Bella Lopez, the left fielder, comes up. She is 1 for 2 so far in the game. Singled in the second and grounded back to the pitcher in the third. And she's going to pound that one into left field, and it's going to be foul. Not fouled by much, but fouled by enough. That was a tomahawk swing. Oh, 1 the count. Murphy gets herself set, delivers. Ooh, that one's going to be low. 1-1 the count. Murphy on for sixth inning, rather. She gave up 2 in the first, none in the second, 3 in the third. And that one is going to go to the second baseman. Oh, and the spin on the ball. She can't get a handle out there at Silvernagel. That one had a backspin like you wouldn't believe off the bat, just over Murphy's head, landed in the dirt, and then just spun. Ate up Silvernagel, had no opportunity for a throw. Leadoff runner on out here for the visiting Volunteers, and that's going to bring up Katrina Murphy. She has a hit, and she's been hit. And no, that doesn't mean 2 hits. Murphy, ooh, big swing and a miss, and the throw down to first, well over the first baseman, backed up out there by Greneau. So Murphy tapped her helmet and then swung at that one hard. I wonder if there was some sort of a hit and run on. Almost steps out of the box. Her stance is so open, and that one will get behind Sargent. Sargent will track it down, but on to second. Without a throw goes Lopez. One and one the count to Murphy, the third baseman here for Lee Williams. The dust gets kicked up here. Murphy delivers, and that one's going to be skied. And that's going to be second baseman out. Oh, off of her glove, and it drops out there into right field. Silvernagel had a glove on it, unable to come down with it. Going on to third is going to be Lopez. Murphy will get on first. And we'll have a conference out here in the circle here for the Mingus Marauders. Coach Heitzman will bring in the infield and have a conversation. So nobody out, first and third. Lee Williams with a 5-1 lead already. Mingus having a conversation here as to what we do next. Very likely in this situation, you will see Murphy break for second. Trying to get the throw to go down to second for Lopez to potentially come home on the throw. But at the same time, Sammy Marshall is up, their leading hitter. Permagrin Marshall. And they'll take that one outside. They will have a pretend play throw down to second. So Murphy takes second. Uncontested, ball one. Out there to Marshall. Marshall came in batting .750 on the season. And not because she's had a few at-bats. Ooh, that one's close. Doesn't get the call. 2-0 the count. Sargent tried to bring that glove across that outside corner. With lefty slap hitters, you got so many moving parts going all at once. Murphy delivers, and there's the bunt. It goes down to third base. Throw is late down to first. And coming home on the throw is going to be Lopez. And over to third goes Murphy. So she'll pick up an RBI off of that, yes? So another bunt single. She is just so fast. If she puts the ball in play, it is just super hard to get her out. 6-1 now the score. As Lee Williams finds the scoring column again, Brooke Bills comes up for the fourth time in this game. Murphy gets the right grip and throws the pretend throw down to second, and then Sargent throws down to third. It goes into left field. So Murphy's going to score on the errant throw. And going first to third on the throw is going to be Marshall. So she'll steal second and go to third on the error. Fly ball is going to be to left field and caught. The throw coming home, not in time. That one was going to be nearly impossible to stop. So you have a sacrifice fly with an RBI. And just like that, it is 8-1. Coming across to score is Marshall, her second score of the game. One out, bases empty now. Sienna Dooley is up. She is an O-fer at this point, and that one is going to make it into right field for a single, and the O-fer is ended. First pitch single. Avery Austin is up. She's 2 of 3 with a strikeout. Great job by Murphy to strike her out to end the fourth inning with runners at second and third, keeping it close. Now she kicks up the dust. Checks her wrist. And Miss Yellowbat is ready. And an excuse me swing for strike one. RBI single in the first and then singled and scored in the third. Murphy's delivery. And that one's going to be popped down into left field, and that's going to drop into left field for a hit. Third hit as Dooley goes on to second. 1 out, 2 on, 3 in so far. Lee Williams, coach, is out here talking to the home plate umpire. As we will get Killen running out there for Austin. So 12 running for number 99. Ava WB. Isn't that a TV network? The WB? Willis Beltram. She is 1 for 3. Singled and scored in the third. And there's a strike. Murphy with a good pitch on that one. 7th batter to the plate here in the 6th inning. Murphy spins the ball and delivers, and a little shot down the first base line and fair. 1 run is in, and they're going to keep the second runner at second. So coming around to score is going to be Dooley, making it 9-1. Just a little RBI half swing out there by Willis Beltram. Killen goes to second and stops. And the first pitch is ball 1. Ray Pugh, the great defensive catch, going into short right field, saving at least 1 run against the Mingus Marauders. And that one's going to be high for ball 2. 2-0 the count to Pugh. She is 0 for 3. Most interesting fielder's choice out there that I've seen in a while. And she'll ground that one foul. Good pickup out there by the third base coach. 2-1. Still 1 out, 4 and 2 on. 8th batter to bat here in the top of the 6th out here for Lee Williams. Murphy gets herself set, and that one's hit hard. That's going to be foul. Hard line drive, but foul. 2-2 the count. Murphy has 2 strikeouts here in the game. Important pitch here. That one's high. Full count. 9-1 the score. Killen, who's running for Austin, is at second. Willis Bertram, and that's going to be skied to left field. It is deep, but out of play. Did it make it over the fence or no? It looks like it may have stayed in the ballpark here. Gave it a ride, but foul once again. Murphy gets the fingers wet, set, throws it inside. That's going to be her first walk of the game. That's going to load the merry-go-round. And Lee Williams calls timeout to talk to the first baseman, Alana Garibaldi. She is 1 for 3 here in this one. Righty's going to use the middle of the box. Open stance. Murphy, bases loaded. 1 out. And she'll get a foul ball for strike 1. Lopez, who started this, is on deck. 9th batter to bat here in the 6th inning. Garibaldi kicks dirt around. Gets herself reset. 0-1 the count. Murphy delivers. Close, but not called. 1-1 the count. Partly cloudy skies here. Supposed to be 91. Doesn't quite feel that way. Might be upper 80s at this point. And a hard shot to center. That's going to be a one-hopper. Comes into second. Everybody moves up a single base. Good defense out there by Morgan. But an RBI single makes it 10-1. Killen comes in to score run number 10. 5 have scored here in the 6th. Base is still loaded. Lopez steps back in again. Murphy delivers, and a little dribbler right back to her. Throw home for 1, and they're just going to get the lead runner. So the fielder's choice goes 1-2. So bases are still loaded. Pugh's over at third. Garibaldi's at second. Lopez is now at first, and the first pitch is high to the number 9 hitter, Katrina Murphy. She has been hit by a pitch, singled, and then reached on an error. 1-0 the count. And a hard hit to left field, and that's going to score 1. Second possible run coming to the plate, and unfortunately, the throw gets away from Sargent as she bumps into the player scoring, and it is now going to score 2. So that makes it 12-1 out there. Pugh and Garibaldi comes home. She would go to second on the throw. Over to third is Lopez. Back to the top of the order, we go to Sammy Marshall. Marshall has 2 bunt singles out here today. And she's going to put that one down the first baseline. That's going to score 1. And that is going to score 2. And she just waltzed her way into second. I wonder if that is an interference play. Coming home to score is Lopez. And nope, they say that she is out. Nope, she is not out. 7 runs scored here in the 6th inning as the Volunteers pouring it on. So a 2 RBI single out there. It's a little doink right down the first baseline. And the throw down to third, not in time. Another stolen base by Marshall. Good slider too. That is her 3rd stolen base out here today. Came in today with 9, had 31 last season. Unbelievable. 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Dakota Wesleya is where she's going to be going to college, so she is already going to be playing at the collegiate level. Ground ball goes to Hernandez, strong throw across, and they get her out. So the inning comes to a close here with the ground out going 6-3. However, quite a bit of damage here in the 6th inning. The Volunteers put up a 7 spot on the Mingus Marauders here. So Mingus has got to score 2 at least to have a 7th inning out here. Otherwise, we won't. All right, we're going to take a break. Mingus has got to find a way to score 2. We'll be back. Score 12-1 at this point. We'll return after this.
Whether you're doing new construction, a remodel, or just filling in the bare spots, there's only one place to go in the Verde Valley for the best in rock, sand, gravel, and boulders, Bedrock Landscape Materials and Supplies. They also stock flagstone, bagged Portland cement, Belgard pavers, Phoenix pavers, Acker stone, artificial turf, and now even rebar and culvert. Make them your one-stop shop, have it delivered, or stop by their yard on 89A in Cottonwood. Let Bedrock Landscape Materials and Supplies rock your world.
Hey Cottonwood, your home of the Whopper has a new location, and Burger King is excited to be back serving Cottonwood. Stop by 888 South Main Street and bring your family and friends to enjoy all-time flame-grilled faves. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, that gotta-have-it snack or dinner, Cottonwood's all-new Burger King has you covered. At BK, have it your way. You rule.
So I am wrong out here. The scoreboard says 12-1. However, it was 5-0 going into the top of the 6th inning, and 9 Volunteers came around to score. Marshall, Dooley, Killen, Pugh, Garibaldi, Lopez scored twice, Murphy scored twice. "13 came to the plate, 9 scored. So it should be 14-1 at this point. And that's a ground ball going toward the hole. Picked up by Bills, throws across, but Greneau's going to beat it out. So Greneau starts exactly the way you needed a single. Ground ball into the hole. Good job by Bills just to get to it. Strong throw across the diamond, but not in time as Morgan comes up. She's 1 for 1 with a sacrifice fly out there. Morgan trying to keep it alive. The Mingus Marauders have got to score here. There is a bunt attempt, foul. Good job out there by Murphy. Watching the spin on that one, letting it go foul. It would have been a hard play if she would have picked it up at that point. Morgan will come back to do it again. Kara steps in. The righty gets herself ready. Shows potential bunt again. Slagle out of the delivery. And that's going to be a ground ball off the glove of the third baseman. Rolls all the way to second base. And Mingus with runners at first and second. Wendler comes up looking for her first hit of the game. Now would be a perfect time. Mingus with Marauders at first and second, trailing 14-1. Gave up a 9 spot in the 6th inning. Slagle delivers. And that's going to be low, ball 1. Wendler so far has hit the ball in the air twice. A pop out to the first baseman, Garibaldi. And then they fly out to center fielder, Dooley, who has been very active here today. Slagle wearing the mask. Delivers. And a foul tip. And sliding into the third. And then Coco Greneau will go back to third. So the ball in the dirt, gets away from the catcher ever so slightly. Coco Greneau goes for second. The ball goes past the third baseman into left field, allowing both runners to advance. So second and a third, nobody out. 1-1 the count now to Wendler. Thought she had a foul tip on it. And that one's inside. 2-1 the count. So no foul tip, and advancing is Greneau and Morgan. So best threat of the game so far here for the Mingus Marauders. Second and third, nobody out. 2-1 the count to Wendler. Right fielder here for the Mingus Marauders. Slagle delivers high. 3-1, hitters count out here. Coach Jerome gives instructions. Brooklyn steps back in. Kicks some dirt away from the right-handed batter's box. Gets herself reset. Slagle's only walked one so far. And that one's going to be pop fly out of play. Just past the stands, but far enough away from the TV truck. Full count now. Wendler will come back to do it again. Second and third, nobody out. Mingus trailing 14-1. They need 4 for a 7th inning to continue out here at Mingus Union High School. Hey, don't forget, baseball now happens tomorrow, not Thursday. Schedule change. Baseball tomorrow. And that's going to be strike 3. The throw goes down to third and into left field. Coming home to score is Coco Greneau. And Morgan will go on to third on the throw. So Brooklyn takes strike 3. Third strikeout in the game. For Slagle. That's going to bring up Sargent. Sargent looking for her first hit of the game. She'll foul that one off. Out in front of it. So 14-2 is the score. Oh, 1 count to the Mingus Marauder catcher. Slagle delivers, and that one is also going to be fouled down the third baseline. Sargent finds herself in a hole. Two in the first, 3 in the third, an onslaught. 9 out of 13 batters score in the 6th inning for the visiting Volunteers. Mingus has put up 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Little pop fly into the infield, caught by the pitcher. So the pop out to the pitcher is out number 2. Morgan still at third base. Silvernagel's up. Mingus has to score 3 more. So now it's got to be a 2-out rally here for the Mingus Marauders. Silvernagel reached on an error back in the 3rd and then walked in the 5th, and a ground ball through the hole left side, and she'll pick up the RBI single out there. Mingus continues now 14-3. Rosenberg comes up. Coach is going to chat with her. 2 out, 1 on, 2 in here in the bottom of the 6th. And Coach might be making a change. Hahn is going to come up for the Mingus Marauders, batting for Rosenberg. She is 1 for 2 on the season with 2 runs scored, and this will be her first at-bat here in the game with 1 on, 2 out. And she'll foul that one off to the right. 0-1 the count. Mingus needs 2 to stay alive. Slago gets herself reset. And the windup. 0-1 delivery. It took something off, and man, that thing had all sorts of English. If that was on a pool table, it would have jumped twice and turned 15 directions. 0-2 the count. And no, I can't shoot pool like that at all. 0-2. Mingus down to its final strike. Slagle looking for the K, and she's going to drop that one down. She'll throw down to second, and safe with a collision down there at second. Good job by Marshall just coming up with the ball, throwing down to second to make it even partially close. The ball gets away, and off to second goes Silvernagel. So Mingus with another run in scoring position out there. 1-2 the count to the pinch hitter Kahn. Crouch set by the batter. There's the delivery, and it's going to be low. 2-2 the count. 14-3 the score. Bottom of the 6th. Mingus fighting for the right to play a 7th inning. Slago gets herself set. And there's the delivery. Oh, a swing. She'll survive to swing again. Coach gives some instructions. She went after something high in the strike zone. Could have been in the strike zone, maybe not. 2-2 the count. 2 out, 1 on, 2 in here in the bottom of the 6th, and she takes something off. Stays high though. Full count. Kahn works her way back. Starts with an 0-2 count. Fights back to 3-2. Payoff pitch coming. Slagle wearing the mask out there. Gets herself set. There's the windup delivery. And strike 3. Gets the call on the outside corner, and that should be the game if our score is correct. I show 9 scoring here in the top of the 6th, which would make it 14-3. We will return to Mingus Union High School after this.
Accidents happen. Red Rock Collision knows that your car is the second largest investment you're likely to make. For over 15 years, Red Rock Collision has been there to negotiate for you, the customer, not the insurance company. John and his staff promise quality repair with honesty and integrity. You can rest easy now. They'll return your car as safe as the day it was built.
Larry Green Chevrolet has been an important partner to this community for over 30 years. Whether it be offering outstanding service and deals to the Verde Valley or providing support to schools, charities, and community events, we have made it a part of our business. We love and support the growth and future of Cottonwood and our surrounding areas. That's why we refer to our dealership as the People Place. Larry Green Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Mingus Softball. Go Marauders!
Mingus Marauders go 0-3 in the Grand Canyon region. Lee Williams picks up their first win in the Grand Canyon region, and these two squads will match up once again, but this time in Lee Williams a little bit later on here in the week, as the Mingus Marauders baseball squad will come to play. Actually, it'll play at home tomorrow, as the Mingus Marauders will then travel. I believe it is going to be now on Friday to Lee Williams. So a schedule change puts us with baseball coming up tomorrow for the Mingus Marauders. So here today, Sammy Marshall, who came in batting .750. Well, she only batted .600 here today, so I guess that's good. She was 3 for 5, 2 runs, 3 RBIs. Brooke Bills, the shortstop, 2 for 4 with a run and an RBI in this one. Sienna Dooley ends up 1 for 4 with a run scored. Avery Austin goes 3 for 4. Her pinch runner Killen will score twice in the game. Austin will also end up with an RBI. Also getting an RBI is Ava Willis-Bertram, the right fielder. She hit into a double play. Most interesting thing, line drive to the second baseman, back to first for a double play. That is how the top of the first ended and the bottom of the first ended. That is unusual that the first inning or any inning would end in the same kind of double play like that, especially that one. She ends up with an RBI and a run scored, 2 for 4 in the game. Ray Pugh, great defensive play. She will end up scoring twice as she goes 0 for 3 in the game with a walk and scores twice in the game. Couple of singles and an RBI, going 2 for 4 is Garibaldi. She scored once and had an RBI back in the 6th inning. Bella Lopez scored twice in the game as she ends up 2 for 4 in the game. And a couple of singles and 2 runs scored. Murphy also scored 2 runs in the game as she goes 2 for 3. A couple of singles and then reached on an error and was on base for 4 times though in the game, and she was also hit by a pitch. We'll take a break. We will return to Mingus Union High School after this.
Make your next vehicle purchase count at Hyundai of Cottonwood, where community comes first. From supporting local youth sports to showing up for the events that matter, giving back drives everything they do. And through Hyundai Hope on Wheels, a portion of every new vehicle sale helps fight childhood cancer. Be part of the change. Stop by Highway 260 right above Larry Green or shop anytime at HyundaiofCottonwood.com. Hyundai of Cottonwood, because every day's a great day in a Hyundai. Go Mingus!
Lawler Construction has been a premier local builder of custom residential and commercial projects using green construction methods. Lawler Construction builds efficiency into every custom design. Lawler Construction is a certified Energy Star builder. For examples, visit lawlerconstructionaz.com. Thank you for your business, confidence, and continued referrals. Lawler Construction is a proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels. Look for Lawler Construction Homes at Mountain Gate in Clarkdale.
For over 6 decades, Salt River Materials Group Phoenix Cement has proudly supported youth sports here in the Verde Valley. From baseball and softball to football and basketball, they empower young athletes to reach their full potential. Salt River Materials Group employees are actively involved, giving back to the community through coaching, mentoring, and volunteer efforts. With a strong commitment to environmental stewardship, they're helping to build a brighter Verde Valley. Visit srmaterials.com. Salt River Materials Group Phoenix Cement, building a stronger Verde Valley today and tomorrow.
I want to say thank you to Phoenix Cement, Salt River Materials Group out there for sponsoring all of our Mingus Marauders sports. They'll be sponsoring baseball coming up tomorrow. Yep, schedule change. Our schedule had us playing baseball at home versus Lee Williams on Thursday. That is not the case any longer. Lee Williams, the baseball squad, coming to town to play the Mingus Marauders here at Mingus Union High School tomorrow. Pregame at 3:30. First pitch at 3:45, and then they will head off to Lee Williams later on in the week. Taking a look at the Mingus Marauders, losing here today to Lee Williams 14-3 in 6 innings. Ali Hernandez, the shortstop, ends up 1 for 3 with a run scored. Rory Murphy had a good game at the dish here today. She was 2 for 2, a couple of singles, had an RBI, and on base a third time on a walk. Sophia Wybrun, 0 for 3 here today. Coco Greneau had a good game, 2 for 3 with a run scored back in the 6th inning as Mingus tried to mount a comeback here in this one. The Mingus Marauders, Karis Morgan, ends up scoring a run out here today as she is 1 for 2 in the game with a run scored. The second run scored here in the 6th inning. Brooklyn Wendler ends up 0 for 3 here in the game. Braylon Sargent 0 for 3 here in the game. Paige Silvernagle goes 1 for 2, had an RBI and a walk for the Marauders at the dish here tonight. Chloe Rosenberg ends up 0 for 2 in the game. Her replacement, Con, comes in for the final bat of the game, ends up 0 for 1 here in this one. So the Mingus Marauders, once again, we've got baseball coming up for you, and that will be tomorrow. Instead of Thursday the 26th, it will be tomorrow, and then we will be back for more baseball on Monday the 30th as the Flagstaff Eagles come to town. And then Wednesday, April 1st, April Fool's Day, the Mingus Marauders will host the Flagstaff Eagles back here for softball action. Here at Mingus Union High School. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Beck and Steve for doing our cameras out here today. Our producer, Sam Jocham. I'm Jackie Bessler, wishing one and all a fantastic evening here from Mingus Union High School. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to this broadcast of Mingus Union High School Varsity Softball. Any reproduction of this broadcast without the express permission of Verde Valley Television or Studio G Multimedia is expressly prohibited. Today's broadcast partners include All Price Insurance, your local provider for personal, commercial, motorcycle, boat, and specialty insurance in Cottonwood. Taylor Waste, one of your last local options for eco-friendly trash and recycling pickup in northern Arizona. Arizona Smile Designers. Find out how they can help you smile big and smile bright. Find them online at azsmiledesigners.com. Burger King in Cottonwood. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and all the snacks in between. You can have them all your way at BK. Tack Fabrication. Visit tackfabrication.com and find out how their precision fabrication or welding can improve your next project. Salt River Materials Group, a premier employer and community supporter in the Verde Valley. Lawler Construction, proud supporter of baseball and softball at all levels. Find your next home with Lawler Construction at the Estates at Mountain Gate. Suzy Q Market, find great fuel for you and your car at Suzy Q Market. Find them next to KFC in Cottonwood. D-Best Plumbing, quality, efficient service at reasonable prices. Go to d-bestplumbing.com. Best by Far. When you need an HVAC company, Best by Far is the best by far. Find them at besthvac.com. Hyundai of Cottonwood. Because every day is a great day in a Hyundai. Find them behind Larry Green Chevrolet in Cottonwood. Bedrock Landscape Materials and Supplies on 89A in Cottonwood. They have rock, gravel, pavers, and cement, everything you need for any project. Manhattan, Cottonwood's premier spot for hats of all shapes and sizes. Find them in the Clemenceau Plaza. Red Rock Collision. Accidents happen. Red Rock Collision has you covered. Find them at redrockcollision.com. Greater Verde Valley Chamber, helping businesses grow today to create a stronger tomorrow. Larry Green Chevrolet, the people place. Find them in Cottonwood on Rodeo Drive or online at larrygreenchevrolet.com. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check out verdevalleytv.com for more great local programming or previous Mingus varsity games.